Howdy ho, guys and gals. Welcome to Tool Talk Live Sunday night with me and the missus.
That's me.
And all of you. Let's go through the paces here, make sure we got everything up and running. JH is in the house. Gary, Charles Heights, Frank's in the house. How you doing, Frank?
Hey.
Gerald Witter, just started watching a week ago, was listening to Tool Chats while doing data entry for work. Ooh.
With IXL, not only does Charlie get...
Apparently my phone's really loud.
Okay.
I was trying to like the stream and...
Barbecue 76 is in the house. How goes it, man? Steven's here, of course. How you doing,
Hey,
Steven?
Steven.
Neil F. Clint. Mr. Doughboy. Wow, bright and early here. Eugene and Joe Gentry. How's everyone doing? Let me get the Mrs.'s chat window up and running so she can follow along as well. There's that. And how was your week? My week was interesting. Busy. Just a really busy, interesting week. Let's hear pop out the chat. Make sure we're on live chat this time.
Yep.
We had such an issue with that last time.
Hey, Homily 665.
All right, let's see if we can do it this time, huh? What do you think?
I think we're doing good.
Excellent. And look, we're not even behind.
So stop talking. I mean, keep reading. Hey! Oh my gosh. Javier Estrada, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Hey guys, how has your weekend been? And we're looking for my bell.
I was looking for the going. It's way up there.
Our weekend, it's been good. I feel like a lot of stuff has been going on. And how did we figure this out last time?
Sorry, just finishing my dinner.
Yes. And I need something metallic to ringy my bell. Where's a wrench when you need one?
Probably in the giant stack behind me.
Yeah.
Good grief.
Oh my goodness. So, Javier, things have been good. They've been kind of crazy and, well, not crazy. They've just been really busy. So, thank you so much for the $5 super chat.
I need that back.
3, 2, did you give me the time on it? No, you didn't. 1. Bing, bada bing, bing, bing. Thank you so much. Oh my goodness. Adam Bennett with the $20 super chat. Hello. From Othello, Washington. Getting loaded and headed for Atlanta, Georgia. Ring that bell. 3, 2, 1. Thank you so much, and have safe travels. I know it's a little crazy on the road.
Well, I hope he's flying. That's a heck of a drive.
I'm guessing with loaded, he's a truck, and he's driving.
Oh, yeah.
I could be wrong, but that's my understanding.
Ah.
So thank you so much, and please drive safe.
Steven says, got myself an older Black & Decker router for less than $5 at a garage sale yesterday. You could pick up some of those, and some of those routers, some of the older ones are really good. There was a time back in the day when actually Black & Decker was like the tool to go with. And they started approaching the consumer market, and they got cheaper and cheaper to the point where people just associated them with cheap tools. They basically ruined their own brand name, which is why they came out with the Dewalt thing. But I've got one, right? I'm not sure if it's a Black & Decker. Any chance you can grab it?
Possibly. What am I grabbing?
That round thing next to the red thing over there. Go, move.
This is how husbands speak to their wives.
Well, if I tell you, go grab the router, you're like, huh?
No, I understand that.
What's the brand on that?
Black
& Decker. I've got like 3 of these things I picked up at different places. But, make sure there's no... Black & Decker router.
Yeah.
That's why people are like, what's your favorite router? What brand do you buy? I'm like, I've got these things that are ancient and they all still work. So, no reason to buy a new one, right?
John Clark, no, he did not make me do a checkout form for taking the wrench. No.
I should. You're definitely right. I should. That's
he knows where I live.
Breaking my own rules. Did you did Adam Bennett?
I did. Okay. I did. I also have to say I'm super jealous that you're going to Atlanta, Georgia. I've never been to Georgia, so it's on my list.
Never been to Georgia?
No.
Wow.
It's because you don't take me to Georgia. I'm not bitter. Whatever.
No, I've not taken you to Georgia yet.
That's right.
We got to go to Savannah. That's my favorite city in the South. Alan Bald says hello. John Gonzalez is in the house. Who else we got here? Homily says, ooh, he's early, bright and early for him.
I know. I hope everything's going well with the house.
Matt R says, I got the Ryobi 18 volt pulse off my birthday. Works great. Now I want the chainsaw. I can only imagine. Steven says, got my, oh, that's the one I just read. Big Gunter's in the house. He says, howdy, Gary Michael. So yeah, we're up and running. By the way, if you're new here, just a reminder, we try to read every comment as long as it's either A, a super chat, which we always read, and B, you don't have to pay for us to read your comment. You just put add data tools. That lets us know that you're talking to us and not just chatting amongst yourselves.
Which is totally fine.
Did you want to do it?
No.
Did you?
I was doing it better.
You're wearing the ossicles. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the ossicles, right?
Yep.
All right. Anyway, just teasing the wife. Hey, there we go. It's almost the same model.
I think you said $5 at a garage sale.
That's a good deal.
Yep.
Let's see here. Matt's Workshop says, nice VersaStack. Yeah, I went a little crazy in the whole VersaStack thing. I've even added more since the video. I added, I think...
You could just leave it at you just went a little crazy.
I added another set of the yellow drawers rather than the red drawers, and another of the T-stacks, the single drawers here. And I'm loving it. Right now, I've been filling up. We're going to be doing a ratcheting wrench, budget ratcheting wrench video. And currently, we've got, I think these are Work Pro Hyper Tough. Sorry, Hyper Tough. I've got some that are similar to the Work Pro. We've got the Gear Wrench. I think that's what you got. We got.
Yep.
I have some Technic just because I happen to have it. We got some Pittsburgh. We got the old Cobalt ones as well. You would be surprised how few brands there are that make an affordable full set of ratcheting wrenches. Like, I looked at Husky, and Huskies are really expensive. And I thought, well, I'll go around, like the Duralast, I'll pick up some of those or something. They were, for a full set, SAE and metric, you were looking at $100 easy for them, which is above our threshold for budget.
Christian Allen with a $5 super chat, thank you so much, says, hello, what do you consider yourself on a tool? Remember, it can order your whiskey or teach you how to fix your washer. I've used mine as a tape measure. I think we're perhaps talking about... I don't think I understand the question.
Well, would you consider yourself on a tool? Remember, you can order whiskey.
Maybe it's what do you consider on yourself a tool? Like your Finnegan.
On your a part of yourself as a tool? I don't know. I've used my feet to measure stuff all the time, walking stuff up. I think because my foot's like exactly a foot long.
Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. I'm sorry that I'm not completely understanding the question, but I think you're right. I think that was the question. 3, 2, 1. Thank you for the super chat.
I've seen some of the young makers, who get this tattoo. They'll get this tattoo on their arm,
yep.
These different bands, and then it's like, look, it's like a tape measure because I can just put stuff here and it's like 16th, 18th, and it looks like a cool tattoo. I'm like, as you get older,
things are going to start moving.
That's going to change.
It will be not quite as accurate. Halen Wolf with the $5 super chat. Hey, says, hey Bears, I see Jesse joined the fair group. Now they have a Facebook page too, and more to come. That's right. Super cool. Everyone go check out the fair group. 3, 2, 1.
Whew. I don't know how you have a sweatshirt on or sweater on in here. It is hot in here.
That's just me radiating heat.
Oh my gosh. No, it has been warm. Today has been warm in Vegas.
It has been really warm.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Let's see here. Where was I? I was going through the comments here. Michael Chesney is in the house. Says, hey kids, nice to see you live and direct on Network 23. And Grizz says, hey Bears, hope you had a good Palm Sunday. Yes, we did. Nice and relaxed. Didn't get as much done today as I would have liked, but got some stuff done. Frank says, I have good news. I have a new job. That's awesome, dude. Congratulations.
That is super awesome.
Clint says, Jesse, love the giraffe headwear.
My ossicones are amazing.
Steven says Jeff should have that Masterforce 10mm I sent him. The problem is the Masterforce is too expensive to meet budget. When I do a mid-level test, we'll talk Masterforce, but for the budget stuff, the Masterforce doesn't. It's in that same category as the Husky and whatnot. Trolling for $3 is very fitting bell for this stream.
That's right.
Alex says you guys saw that Flex on Lowe's is available at 2 toolkits at 4. I picked up a 4 kit yesterday. Did you actually get it? I saw that they were taking orders. Were you actually able to buy it? That's what I want to know. Like, not just like order it online, but like physically have it. And John says, did you make the missus sign a checkout form? Yeah, I should have. Gary says, nice weekend in northern Wisconsin. It snowed last night. Oh. John says, she's the devil that wants to return to Georgia. Yeah, no doubt. Gerald says, do you think $99 for a Craftsman 6-gallon Pancake air compressor was a good deal at Lowe's, by the way? I think it's fine for a Pancake air compressor, sorry. So I've got I'm looking down at it right now. I've got was it 1 or 2 gallon one I tested a while back. They seem to be decent. My only issue with this one was for the money. I would have liked to get more for it. So, it depends on how many gallons that compressor was.
Christian Allen was clarifying with another $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Says, so sorry. Was chasing my 2-year-old while typing this. What do you consider a cell phone a tool? Do you consider a cell phone a tool? 3, 2, 1. Bing! Bada bing! Bada bing! 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 Bing!
Oh, I do. I definitely consider a cell phone a tool. I've got a level program on the cell phone that I'll use. You can, there's sound measuring devices on there. There's light measuring. It's like a multi-tool kind of thing of all these different type of diagnostics and stuff you can run on it.
You can also call 911.
You can call 911. You can take pictures of notes. Mm-hmm. Like I'll jot something, or if I'm taking something apart.
I was
like
just going to say, like, take a
picture.
What did it look like
go,
before?
take pictures.
Only because we spent years, I have spent many years going, oh, what did it look like before I took all this?
It significantly reduces the amount of leftover parts you have when you put it back together.
That's the worst.
Frank says, I was at Atlanta. It was freaking hot and muggy in the summer. It is terrible.
I'm not interested in the summer. Nope.
Donna Ross says, just check your phone. My message first. Anthony says, looking forward to the Flex line coming up. I'm very excited to see it. I don't know if I told everyone. I got a phone call from Flex. I actually had a conversation with one of the guys there. They are definitely in the right headspace, I think, for how to position this coming out. I think they know what they're doing, and they're working really hard to approach the market correctly. Although I think the whole sponsoring the LA soccer team was a bit much, but hey, a lot of contractors, a lot of Hispanic contractors in LA, and they watch soccer, so that might not be a bad way to go about it. So it's you approach every market differently. So
do you smell that like burning plastic smell?
No.
Okay. Well, if I continue smelling it,
that's terrifying. Don't say stuff like that.
I know. That's why I'm like, maybe it's just me having an olfactory hallucination. I don't think so, but we'll see.
Let's see here. Tom says my grandfather had a clipboard for signing out tools.
Smart man.
Neil says I got my Knipex flush cutters. Love them. Highly recommend. Scorpion Sunday says hello, Bear family. Battlecat got at Denatools. It's at the Denatools, just so you know. I happened to catch this. It's got a rain check for the McGraw 21-gallon compressor after I saw one of your videos on it. And let's see here. Let me scroll down here. Trey says, I purchased the older Hercules job site table saw steel in box. Would you recommend returning it for the newer model with the rack and pinion fence? I'm not a fan of the rack and pinion fence. Some people are. If that's your thing, then yes, go ahead and do it. The other thing that I do like about the new saw is that it's got a wider set of feet on it, making it more stable. And it's got a slightly bigger tabletop. I would probably return it just for that. I think that alone would be the reason I would probably want to get the new upgraded version. Let's see here. Sorry, I just lost my place. Where was I? Oh, here we go. Lewis says, greetings from Harbor City, California. I'm the guy that fell off the Red Sea heart rate stool.
Oh.
Javier says, the neighbor who sold me the Makita stuff last week because his wife got him kicked out of the house yesterday. I also bought the miter saw you did a video on a few days ago. Wow. That's awesome.
So if he got kicked out of the house yesterday, is that why he was having to sell everything?
Oh, wow. I guess I read through that. I didn't really process it. That's terrible.
He's having a rough time.
Yep. Steven says, now I just need some bits so I can start making router signs. Anthony says, hello, Jesse and Jesse, or says, evening all, Jeff and Jesse. Anthony Robles says, what's the criteria for ratchet wrenches you're using? Capri makes a set. Basically, anything $70 or less is what we're looking at for the budget group. Basically, it's hard to find anything for less than $50 for a full set or a full-ish set. But there's a huge jump that basically goes from $70 or above $100 after that. Clint says Harbor Freight has the Apache large 3,800 cases on sale for $29. Wow, really? I'll have to take a look at that. I've got one of the smaller ones I use for holding diagnostics tools, and those things are great. They are just little just bomb-proof boxes. Fry Guy says, I just bought the Echo 58-volt chainsaw. Wow, what a beast for an electric. If I was a logger, it would be a no-go, but in the backyard for DIYers, it's all I need. So, Echo's 58 also?
I just
Or was
happened...
I thinking 56 for Ego? I didn't realize they were in the same kind of category there.
I just happened to catch it out of the corner of my eye. Hey, Blind Tool Man. He says, where are the little Debbies?
Look who decided to show up.
Hey, we're glad to have you.
Frank wants to know, Miss Jessie, is that your my 10mm that you're using on the triangle?
No.
Yeah. Not that you admit it if it was. Alex says, yes, I have them on hand and picked up. Well, dude, you got to do a video on them because you were got to be the first to have them. I thought they were not supposed to actually be released until April. What do I know?
Don't tell them that.
Yeah. Steven says, I'm talking about using the Master Force wrench to ring the bell. Oh, the bell. Oh, I see what you're saying. Halen says today was in Menards and they're carrying the Skill Battery Force. Alex says, I drove 1 hour one way to go personally to grab the Flex Kit set. Yeah.
Wow.
Barbecue 76 says, yes, it's hot. I was doing yard work today in the morning. While it was cool at 69 degrees, it got over 80 today. I was sweating and dying. In a few months, it'll be over 100. Yes. In a few months. Actually, in a few months, it'll probably be in the 70s here. Well, here being where we are, which will be in Montana. Because I won't be here.
Right. I was like, oh my goodness, you really are hot. The heat has gotten to your brain because in a month, it's not going to be that.
Although, there's something conspiring to keep me in Vegas. Because we're only supposed to be here until the end of... We're talking about the end of March.
Which is now.
Which is now. And then we didn't get a bunch of stuff done and some other things came up. So it was going to be the end of April. And now we've got my brother's coming. He's going to be in town 1st of May. So we're going to, at least I'm going to stay for at least the next couple weeks then for that. And then the first big convention is ramping back up, and that's World of Concrete. And I submitted my thing for Press Pass. If I get authorized, then I'm going to be back in June for World of Concrete. I'll take the private jet down.
I will not be here.
You will not be here.
No. No.
That'll be then mean I'm on my own, loose in Vegas. What could go wrong?
Don't worry, I have a few, little birds that'll report back.
No.
Spies.
I'll wear my sunglasses. No one will be able to tell who I am.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. You just blend right in, honey.
No, yeah. I'm a master of disguise. Lionheart Outdoors says, I'm seeking a cordless platform to invest in. I'm replacing some 6-year-old Porter cable 20 volt and 12-year-old Hitachi. What's your budget and what are you trying to do with it? If all you need to do is some weekend warrior stuff, Ryobi makes a great line. If you're looking for professional grade tools, and that's a whole nother ball of wax. Fred says, sorry I'm late. DeBear, the box is behind you. Where did you get it? And who makes it? I'm thinking of getting it for my wife and her craft.
That's a smart idea.
It's VersaStack and the T-Stack, all made by the Stanley Black & Decker, group. The red ones are Craftsman. The yellow ones are Dewalt. And the reason I have the yellow ones is because they make a deep single drawer, and they don't have that in the Craftsman series. So there's some that are in one series that aren't in the other, but they're all interchangeable, so that's why there's 2 colors there.
Shaka, good evening. Thank you for joining us. $2 super chat. Ryobi equals trash. Don't hate the messenger. Hate the facts.
I'm shocked they would say that.
3, 2, 1. Bing, don't hurt me.
Spectre Airs. Oh, what do I do? Go on.
Mike C with a $5 super chat. Thank you so much. I did not get a message that says, oh, love you guys. Thank you. We love you back. $5 super chat. 3, 2, 1. Bing, 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 bing. Hi.
You're a bingling.
I am your bingling.
Spectre Air says, what's your thoughts on the Husky 1-gallon quiet compressor I was able to snag at a clearance for $33? Damn, that's a great find for $33. Husky's got some decent compressors. They really do. I will say I would probably prefer the Cobalt one, but just because I think they got a little better fit and finish to them. As far as performance, they're probably neck and neck. And at $33, I wouldn't think twice about that. That's a hell of a deal. Let's see here. Da-da-da-da. Roach Trail says, I wish there was another stackable high-quality storage solution other than Milwaukee, DeWalt, Rigid, and Craftsman. There are. They're just not available here. Makita's got a great system they sell in Europe. Flex has got a system they sell in Europe. And everyone else just, there's no not high-end, but there's no diversity. Like, there's a Hart system, but there's like 3 boxes. Rigid doesn't even have that much. Basically, of the high-end systems, there's 2 DeWalt systems, and there's the Milwaukee system, and then the next one after that you can buy here in the U.S. has got to be the T-Stack / VersaStack system, which is the reason I went with that. And you got to watch my video I did on it. There's a lot of aftermarket kind of stuff you can buy. 3D printed adapters and stuff, so you could use a pack-out system piece with a T-Stack, with a VersaStack, all sorts of stuff you can get to add on to them, either through 3D printing or there's a bunch of stuff on Etsy, different mods for it. Good stuff.
Can you scroll me up? Neil F with the super chat. Now, scroll. Aha. Neil F with $5 super chat. I second. Ryobi is trash. Thank you. 3, 2, 1. Bing! Bada bing! Bada bing! 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 Thank you. Matt's Workshop and Build. $2 super chat. Thank you so much. 3, 2, 1. Bing! Bada bing! Bada bing! 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 Thank you. Robert Smith with the $10 super chat. Sup Bears. Rob from Belts and Boxes.
Hey!
Says, we're planning on World of Concrete in June. Are you attending? As locals, how confident are you in the city and convention center for being prepared? Thanks. 3, 2, 1. Bing! Bada bing! Bada bing! 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 Totally a valid question. I have 2 other super chats, but do you want to answer that one first?
Sure. So I just, as I said, submitted, it was 2 days ago, submitted my thing for the press pass. So I got to wait and see if I get accepted. Every convention has different criteria. Some of them are like, we don't care how many YouTubers you have. We want to know what your print media is or what your digital online website media is and that kind of stuff. In fact, that's the entire reason we started a website, was just because there are some places that wouldn't talk to us if we didn't also have a website.
I think the question also is like, a lot of conventions have been canceled. So I think their question is, how confident do we think that it is going to actually be?
I'm getting there.
Oh, okay. I was helping him. Obviously, he needed help. I'm Helpy Helpersons.
That's what we call her. She's the Helpy Helpersons. People who help too much. Anyway, as how confident I am in the city convention center for being prepared. Well, I think if any city can be prepared, we're the city of conventions. I think they can do it. The interesting thing is, I don't know which convention center they're doing it at, because they just built a whole new, brand new, ginormous convention center here. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's at the old one, which is big enough as it is, but they basically built one that's even bigger than that a little bit further down the strip. It just blew us away that was also... And they built this whole, like, giant, like, Epcot globe kind of thing. You'll see it when you get here. You'll see what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
They've like tripled, if not more, the size of the convention space. So is it going to be physically ready? Like, are they going to be done with construction? Because they're still working on it.
Yep.
But it's World of Concrete. Maybe they'll just do it anyway, right? Yep. B, will it be ready with COVID protection and all that and have all that stuff? Yeah. Everyone's ramped up around here. All the casinos. You walk into the casino, there's somebody there half the time with a thermometer checking you. There's people checking on masks. There's mask stations everywhere where you can grab a mask.
I'm sure that there'll be lots of free masks available.
Oh yeah, all over the place.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to be fully prepared to be able to handle all that stuff. Go ahead.
Jason, or I'm sorry, not Jason. I apologize. I'm reading around a camera and not doing a very great job. Jack Henderson with the $2 super chat. What do you think of the Icon brand tools at Harbor Freight? Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. 3, 2, 1. Bing, bada bing, bada bing, 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 bing. Thank you.
I think they're great tools. I think there may be some better tools at better prices. I'll say, like, the ratcheting wrenches for a top tier level ratcheting wrench, they're pretty hard to beat. They have great ratcheting wrenches. For regular wrenches, I think there's a lot of other options out there that I can do. I'm not a huge fan of the ratchets themselves. Some people like that style. I like the quick release style myself. I like just being able to hit the button and have it pop off. Especially if my hands are greasy and stuff. I don't want to struggle with getting past the detent and whatnot on it. So I prefer like Tecton ratchets for stuff like that. As far as the sockets are decent, but I have Tecton sockets and I have Ingersoll Rand sockets. I think they're all just as good and probably less expensive. The Tecton sockets have a massive... They don't miss anything on their sets. Their sets are actually a little bit over the top. And as far as impacts, I kind of have this idea of... I mean, I've tried a lot of different impacts, and other than like super, super cheap, no names, I'm having a hard time finding much difference in a lot of the impacts, to be entirely honest. I've got Cobalt impacts, an entire set of those things, and they're fantastic.
I'm going to read one last super chat, and I know we're behind. Barbecue76 with the $2.76 super chat. Thank you so much, and I'm not going to ring a ding the bell. Shaka personally recommends Ryobi, says it's the best. I think Shaka has some words for you after that. It says, heck to the no, it's garbage. So thank you so much for the super chat. I will not ring the bell because I don't want your wife to kill me.
Well, that was anticlimactic. Climatic? You know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. Yep. English, not your...
Not my forte.
Yep.
Let's see here. And now I have lost my place where I was. I hope you're happy. Anthony Robles says, I was smelling melting plastic today. It's my neighbors who have the fake lawns. Always happens in the heat. We have a fake lawn in the back and at least here in Vegas, our backyard is fake grass and our front yard is rock. So makes taking care of the lawn really easy. Fred says, if you didn't know, we were live about 10 miles from Boulder where the shooting happened. Oh my gosh. Oh, where we live. Sorry. It was about 10 miles from Boulder where the shooting happened. I've been through that. We were here in Vegas, and we were about a mile from the Vegas shooting when we were living here. Trevor says, why are there 2 gauges on my Craftsman Pancake compressor? One is for the pressure of the tank itself, and one is for the pressure going to the tool. So you want to have settings for both of those. And Blind Toolman says, dang, I was trying to hide in my corner. Not a chance of that here. Javier says he got kicked out because he bought the huge Icon toolbox. He's got an addiction to tools that can't be compared. Blind Toolman says, Sir Ronnie B. Bacon turned 5 on Saturday. Oh, happy birthday to him. Trolling for $1 says, I recently put the Pittsburgh 10 and 12 mm ratchet wrench to heavy use with no problems. And Fried Guy says, Yepper's Echo is 58 volt, Ego is 56 volt. Don't get them mixed up. Yeah, that's for sure. PT says, I got up to 50 today, but only 35 now in Northeast Ohio. Oh, brr. Everything Fan says, I sent you an Instagram message with the new items from Harbor Freight. I'll check it out. I only check out Instagram once every week or two. I need to get better about that. Spectre Air says, what's your thoughts on the Merlin air tool accessories? They're actually really, really nice. I like the Merlin stuff. The standard Harbor Freight air accessories are utter trash, but the Merlin stuff is actually really usable. Indiana Trucker says, what's the smallest air compressor I can run on a 1-inch impact with a 120 volt outlet? Depends on the impact. But most of them require 6 to 7 CFM, which means you're probably going to want a 20-some gallon air compressor, between 20 and 30. There's a 27 gallon, I think, that'll do that. I don't know if it's the Harbor Freight one or the Cobalt one. Problem is, none of those things, they start at 6 CFM. But for full power, like you run it for 15 seconds, at that point it wants 20-some CFM, which is the reason you often hear me say, hey, why am I so washed out? That's what you hear me say. The lighting in here is too bright. Wow, how'd that happen? Let's turn this down some. How's that? All right. And we often say that I think air is dead for DIYers, for prosumers, and even for what I call the smaller, I need to come up with a term for it, but for the smaller professional shops, you know, if you don't have a big shop with a big air compressor, and we're talking like an 80 gallon or higher, running air tools, you're not going to get full use out of them. You're not going to get the full worth out of them. And that's why I often tell people that they need to go with electric. Because, I mean, come on. You slap a 20 volt battery on it, and you're getting, what, 1,200? I mean, do you need more than that? Anyway, I digress. Fred says, what really chaps me about the broomsticks, didn't we just jump and shoot? It's a tool. The person's fault is the man behind the broomstick. We don't need 3 to 4 laws that are the same. Yeah, it's those kind of laws that get rid of that kind of stuff have never helped get rid of that kind of crime. They've already proven that kind of stuff. Blind Joe Man says, isn't the concrete convention sponsored by Jimmy Hoffa? I don't know if he was sponsored, but he definitely was a prize-winning candidate in there. Michael says, who gets the Jimmy Hoffa award? PT says 245 watching, only 84 upvotes.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It's like the Tinkerbell thing. If you don't clap, if you don't hit the thumbs up, you know, we could fade and go away.
That's right.
Come on, hit the like button. It doesn't cost you anything.
Yep. It's keto. It's paleo.
If for nothing else, do it for the
ossicones.
Ossicones.
Right.
Justin says hi.
Hey.
Brian says, I want to go to school for a trade, but eventually I want to learn as many as I can. What should I start with? I'm going to tell you right now that I think if you're going to go into the trades, the number one trade that is going to have the most, the best ability to get work and get the highest paid is in aviation mechanics. Aviation mechanics, they have, I think, the best job out there, and they get paid great money, and it's not nearly, I don't think it's nearly as hard work as I see, like the poor diesel mechanics and stuff like that.
Did you read the super chat while I was gone?
Nope.
Mountain Jam with a $2 super chat. Thoughts on Grizzly? Thank you so much for the $2 super chat. 3, 2, 1. Ding, ding, ding. Thank you.
Well, are you talking about Grizzly cordless tools or the Grizzly, like the bandsaw and table saws and that kind of stuff? Excuse me, because Grizzly bandsaw is one of my favorite tools in the entire world. I think Grizzly makes some fantastic tools. I love all their stuff. Except for the cordless tools, which are junk. They OEM the cordless tools from some cheap company. I was really, really surprised with Grizzly for doing that. It's not like, I mean, most of their stuff is OEM made. Grizzly doesn't actually make anything. They're kind of like, they're like Harbor Freight, but the stuff they have is higher tier stuff. And I was really disappointed with them for the cordless tools. I would not buy their cordless tools. I'd feel perfectly confident with anything else there.
Zapfield with a $2 super chat in the, what would you call that? Like Hippo
1-up.
1-up. Yeah. Loving it. 3, 2, 1. Y'all know I love hippos. Blind Tool Man with a $2 super chat. Good to be home, or is it homely? It's home. Glad to see you, Blind Tool Man. 3, 2, 1. Javier Estrada with the $5 super chat. Ryobi is what Snap-on thinks of itself. A gift from God. 3, 2, 1. Thank you. Mountain Jam with another $2 super chat. Grizzly bench joiner specifically. 3, 2, 1. Bing, 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 bing.
So they make a great bench joiner. They really do. I would also look at Wahada. I think it's Wahuda. They make a fantastic one as well. I think they even make a spiral head one. I would not have a problem with buying the one from Grizzly. They make great tools, and they have good support as well.
I know that this is jumping out of order, but Barbecue76 says, question about the trade school. He says, underwater welding. The pay is phenomenal.
Oh, there's a reason,
but
because
the
people
work
blow up.
Is difficult. You have to choose what your poison is. Learn a trade you like to do. That was his recommendation. So I know we're skipping the line, but... okay, I'm going to butcher your name. Not because I want to, but...
Sanabria?
No, I think it's... we'll find out. You're saying Sanabria, and I would say Sanabria. Paul Sanabria? So let us know which one of us butchered it the least. $5 super chat. Hey, everyone. It's been a while since we had time to sit down and enjoy your Sunday chat. Be blessed to be blessed.
Oh,
absolutely. Thank you so much. I can't speak English. $5 super chat. Thank you so much. 3, 2, 1. Bing, bada bing, bada bing, 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 bing. Don't make faces at me.
Gary said recommendations for a DIY thickness planer. I would say look at Wen. I just did a video on basically a whole buyer's guide on it, so I'm not going to go into a deep dive on it. So look back, it was like 3 or 4 weeks, and I did a whole buyer's guide on thickness planers, and you'll see the Wen ones at 3 different levels in there. Matt says he agrees with Shaka. The Anthony Robles says, I think the new 20 volt, 12 volt are great for the price, better than Ryobi. Let's see here. Javier says, Red and Jeff in Vegas, bars beware. Matthew, I was supposed to go out last night, but somebody petered out on me. We watched the UFC fight, and then laziness crept in there.
I was looking around to see who you're looking at.
Matthew says, looking for the best organizer for sockets for my truck's saddle toolboxes. Eddie? Boy, I gotta tell you, man, socket organizers are one of these things that I've not found a good solution for. There's lots of solutions out there. Lots of people like different things. There's some that work. They're all like, they all suck in different ways. How about that? I have not found one that I'm like, this is it. I like this solution. This is what I use. Mike says, hey, y'all, Listening while painting and staining a wood shelf rack I sandwiched from our local grocery store and repurposing it. Awesome. I love seeing things not get thrown away. Dutch says, the tools, do you think you'll do any reviews on the Flex tools when they come out? I will. I know for a fact that we will. As I said, they contacted me recently. I'm trying to I like to set up a conversation with the company. I don't like tools. I don't like it when companies just send me tools for review. I want to have a relationship with them because I want to learn more behind the scenes about a company. And that's what we tried to do here.
Paul said I got the name right.
He did not.
That's right.
You're a liar. Well, then clearly he's pronouncing it wrong.
That's my husband, folks.
Andrew says, do you think Harbor Freight will have a new 4-inch table saw? Is it for gnomes?
Where did you see that?
It says 4-inch table saw.
Maybe they meant 40-inch. I don't know.
I know they got that little one for cutting like PVC or something like that, and I don't know. That's not something I follow over there. I really don't. Tyler says, hope everyone had a good week. Hey, Tyler, how you doing?
Hey, thank you.
Clint says, Jeff, love that little Heart 7.25-inch miter saw for $54. I hope the 10-inch version goes on clearance. No doubt. That would be awesome to get that 10-inch one on clearance. John Clark says, every time you say flex, I think the gay bar here in Vegas.
Oh, yes.
I don't know any of the gay bars in Vegas.
We've driven by it.
Have we?
Yes.
Okay.
Because I'm always like, oh.
You understand, we spent many years living in San Francisco. You just can't avoid them. Yeah. Gary says, Atlanta, too hot in summer. Traffic sucks. And getting around town, just too crowded. Exactly. Matt's Workshops and Build says, Ryobi sucks. Fred says, what do you think of the pellet smoker? Haven't had a chance to use it much. It got really cold. We were sick. And then we came down here. So when we get back up there, I have all sorts of plans to put it to really good use.
Yep.
Jim says, hello, everybody. How come nobody else makes domino machines? Harbor Freight makes a biscuit cutter. But you're right. There's not a lot of companies that make those style of machines for some reason.
JG with the $10 super chat. Always look forward to watching the bear. Thanks for your great content.
Thank you. That's very nice.
3, 2, 1. Bing, bada bing, bada bing, 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 bing. Thank you. And Zaphiel with another $2 super chat. Den of Tools doesn't like the one night tool stands. 3, 2, 1. Bing.
Mike says that was supposed to be high, not high. Spell check took over. It does that to me all the time. Robert says they said they're going to be using a huge expansion to help spread it out. So here's the thing. So I need a map to show you. So if the strip is right here, and this is the east side of the strip. This is where the old convention center is right here. Then there's the Sands, which is always like where all the miscellaneous other stuff, the spillover kind of stuff always ends up going is over at the Sands. And then up here they built another connecting thing that goes across, and that's where the giant dome, not ball, it's like a ball, like looks like the whatchamacallit I was just talking about, the Epcot Center kind of ball. And then like a mile up the strip, they've built an even bigger entire standalone convention center. It's ridiculous.
If it sounds confusing and odd, it's because it is.
It is. Although I did notice that they said that there will be free passes to the, there's going to be some sort of shuttle that gets you around because it's going to be so big. Fred Hill says the Bauer Radio, I love it. Las Vegas is going for an NBA team. Wow, Vegas is just getting all over itself here. We got the hockey team, we got the football team, we're gonna get an NBA team. NBA team makes sense because it's indoors. It's always going to be indoors, and I wonder where could you play the indoor? I don't know where. We already have a stadium, same place they play hockey. So we already got a place for them to play basketball. That's a good stadium, actually. There's not a bad seat in that place.
What I'm hearing is want sports. That's kind of what I'm hearing.
Yeah, and I don't follow many pro sports anymore, so it doesn't really matter. Except for the UFC. Love watching the UFC. Indiana Trucker says, so all your compressors have 8 gallons are going to require 200... So all your compressors above 8 gallons are going to require 220 outlets or 200... What? No. What? No. No, about anything above 30 gallons usually requires a whatchamacallit, a 220. And as far as being able to run a 1-inch impact, you need a minimum of 6 CFVM. Did I say that right? Cubic feet per minute. And if you can't get that, or if you can get just that, you'll get that initial hit. But as the longer it runs, you're going to lose pressure. So you need something that can sustain. Most of them recommend at full tilt in the 20s for the CFM.
Barbecue 76 with a $5.76 super chat. Don't lie. You've been promising videos on the Palace Smoker for way too long. We're not where it is.
I know I'm not where it is.
By the way, I hope you enjoyed the marinade and the rub you sent. We have not used the marinade yet, but we did use the rub, I believe.
Yes.
3, 2, 1. Thank you.
I used it on that deer that I cooked. Andrew says, do you think Makita will come out with an 8 1/4 table saw again? I don't know, but there seems to be a strong trend going back down to the smaller 8 1/4 for compact table saws due to the lightness and the compactness of it. Although the new OSHA rules have made compact table saws be a little bit bigger than they were before, so that may negate the 8 1/2 option and just have them stick with 10 inch. Like, if it's going to be this big anyway, might as well put the 10 inch on it. Antonio says, LMFO, Jesse calling out Chaco on him loving Ryobi. deep down. Michael says, there were 2 shootings this weekend near the waterfront in Virginia Beach. Think 2 Ks and at least 3 arrested people and their bad habits. What a great way to ruin a weekend.
Wait a second. Hold the falafel. Fred Hill says, I heard the Oakland A's are talking about leaving Oakland. I really see them going to Vegas. Yes, they would want a domed stadium. Okay. I'm going to lose my mind.
She's an Oakland A's girl and always has been.
Carry on.
I was trying to think if I could get that picture of us taking Duncan to his first baseball game. Aww. I have a great picture of him at his first A's game. Fred says, I'm looking in the backyard where I see half a tree laying on the ground. We had to cut off that much because how much of the tree was broken. Yep, been there. Michael says, the pug requires attention. We'll be monitoring. Alex says, I would do a review of the 4 Flex Tools 24-volt kit I have, but I don't have a community nor a setup for that. Sure you do, man. If you're logged into YouTube, you've got a YouTube channel. Just post it on your channel. Yep. We all want to see it. Tyler says, do you really need an air compressor anymore? Other than for inflating tires or like blowing up, pool toys and what else? Blowing out some stuff. Not really. There's just, because you can get the cordless you can get the cordless inflators for doing all the other stuff. I'll be honest. I have maybe half a dozen air compressors. I use one 99% of the time. And the only time I use the other one is for doing videos or something with it. I don't use, in fact, I was thinking about giving them away.
What? I don't want one.
Not on here. I'm not shipping a 20-gallon air compressor to somebody.
No, I want one.
An air compressor.
Yeah.
Trust me, you blow enough hot air as it is.
Married it. Oh.
Fred says, I look to get a Bauer impact wrench. I have the Bauer impact wrench. It's not bad. It really isn't bad. For general DIY stuff, I could take the lug nuts off of my Ram 1500. It'll do just fine. Zafio says, I was about 40 years and 20,000 miles from Hiroshima. Yeah, but what about Nagasaki? We can't leave Nagasaki out of that. Ricky says, in your opinion, which is the best 5-inch random orbital sander? I'm planning on buying the Milwaukee M12 360 laser. I'll be honest, I don't follow the laser market. I can't really talk about it. As far as the sanders, this is the other thing. I am not a snob when it comes to sanders. I'll buy a Black & Decker and be just happy with it. It's just fine. I've got the Dewalt Random Orbit, and I honestly feel like I overpaid for it because I can't tell the difference between it and a cheap Black & Decker or Chicago Electric or whatever. Just get the basic one. Unless you're doing like miles and miles of sanding all day long, I don't see it. AC says, thoughts on the Makita Xlock angle grinders worth the price? I like the concept. I like the technology they're doing in it. I don't remember what the price is. If you're like a professional fabber and you do stuff like that all the time, I could see that kind of thing being like, if this is your job using a grinder day in and day out, yeah, it probably is worth the price. I think the Xlock idea is great, but for 99% of the people, no, it's probably not worth the price. Fred Hill says, woke nation. Let's see here. Trying to catch up. Anthony says, plug-in electric tools are not dead yet as well, even though all the battery platforms are out. That's what I often say. I'm like, if get a tool, if you don't need it to be cordless, like sanders, just chew up tools. Why spend stupid amounts of money? Do you really need a cordless sander? I sand stuff all the time, and I only have at this point cordless sanders or corded sanders because I got rid of my cordless ones because they ate too many batteries. Routers, grinders, all that. Cut says, talking about getting an Admiral sliding miter saw this week. It'd be great for my DIY needs. It's a fantastic saw for that. It really is. Fry Guy says, was all excited about the brand new Hercules table saw. I was hoping it was going to come home with it, with the breakdown portable wheel for the... was hoping it was going to come down with the breakdown portable wheels for storage reasons. Yeah, it'd be nice if they came out with a stand for the thing, huh? Fred says, remember the movie Fleche? It all ball bearings. I apparently do not remember that movie. Mike says, with my limited painting and my brush skills, I feel like a modern Bob Ross. Happy little paint right over there. And a bouquet of brush marks in my little world. Happy trees everywhere. Robert Jones says, I agree with the aviation mechanic, but I was an industrial maintenance guy for 30 years and averaged $60,000 a year. It often depends on what industry you get into. Some of them can be really great. Some of them not so much. I hear a lot of guys who complain in that field, but there can be some great jobs. It all depends on who you work for, really. City Hunter says, been trying to snag the Skill 12 volt, 5 volt, 5 tool combo for a good deal. When are you going to make a video about them? Seen them at Lowe's and they feel like good quality. I have been hoping to pick up a few more tools. Right now, I've got the drill driver, the impact, and the circ saw, and then I got two of the batteries. I got the 2 amp hour, the 4 amp hour, and the charger. I guess I could do a video on them. I was hoping to have a few more.
Rodney, I am so sorry. I just saw your message. Rodney says, at the Den of Tools, hoping to see some fun tonight. I learned Friday afternoon my 39-year-old son passed away Tuesday. No cause of death given yet.
Wait, who was this?
It's Rodney.
Oh.
So I am so sorry to hear that.
Sorry, man.
That's terrible. So we will keep you in our heart and our thoughts and prayers.
It's been a rough few months. We had a friend whose her sister's son passed away, and he was
11.
Yeah. Food allergy. They had ordered something that was supposed to be safe, and he died in her arms, and it's just, I can't even imagine. I could not be strong enough to live through something like that.
Yeah.
Blind Toolman says, glad to see you with my good eye. Jim says, fixing copying machines used to pay great. Boy, those maintenance. I remember guys driving around their little trucks fixing those things. That was quite a job. Is there still people doing that?
I think there are.
For corporate level ones, there's got to be.
But I just remember being so grateful when they fixed it.
Barbecue 76 says, a question about trade school. Underwater welding. Pay is phenomenal, but the work is difficult.
Yeah.
You hit the line, you swerve, boom. I've known a couple guys who are underwater welders, and they were always very tense individuals. Fred says, question, 5 amp hour, does that mean the battery will last 5 hours? Well, about that. At mean use, based on their ratings, that's what it's supposed to mean. Danny Ship says, is the Bauer 5 amp hour battery worth the $60? I think it's a great battery for the money, considering how much other batteries are going for. I think $60 is... I feel like that old guy in the yard screaming at the kids because I think it should be like a $40 battery, but I think they all should as well. So, Fred says, if you want the money, then get into EOD. Mine clearance work? Wahawk says, "Heidi ho there, good neighbors." Hey, Wahawk, how you doing? Getting everyone rolling in here tonight. Lionheart says, my work has gotten me into industrial maintenance. The other guys use Milwaukee and Dewalt, but I was thinking about replacing my old tools with Makita. You can't go wrong with Makita. Makita, I'm a huge, well, okay, full disclosure, I grew up with Makita power tools. When I started in the trades, most of my tools were Makita. I did have a Milwaukee. The first tool I ever bought was a Milwaukee Sawzall. But as far as like a miter saw was a Makita. My first cordless tool was a Makita. I had a Makita circ saw. I love Makita tools. Makita tools are fantastic. I'm probably a bit of a fanboy when it comes to them. I don't think you can go wrong with them. I have Makita. I've got the top drawer up there. It got a Makita drill in there. The new LXT line. It's fabulous. I got to charge it though. These cordless tools and wanting you to charge them. Go figure. The Tyler Henry says, I like that you dig in for the truth of companies and tools. Thank you, sir. We always try to get the full story and not just, skip off the surface kind of stuff. Michael Chesney says, organizers, look at making a vacuum former. Yeah. I've looked at that. I've really wanted to do some vacuum forming kind of stuff. Maybe when I get the shop finished up in Montana. Fred says, I don't think I want to go to Vegas until the BS with the masks and glass barriers, etc. I just can't deal with this stuff. I don't blame you.
It's going anywhere, though.
I think it will eventually. On-site electrician Scott says, is that the new Dewalt Tough system with stacking? No. It's the old Dewalt T-stack and the new Versa stack. Rich says, still waiting on my toolbox at Harbor Freight. Just got an email from them getting pushed back another month. Damn. There's a local guy here in Vegas who just did a video about getting a Icon box delivered. Oh, yeah. And the whole thing with the Icon boxes is supposed to be a white glove service where they bring it, unbox it, and uncrate it and everything. And I was the first one to get one, and they didn't do that for me. And I didn't complain, but I gave them feedback, and they were like, well, this is us. They'd actually ask me ahead of time, like, hey, we want you to take full notes on how the delivery process goes because we're testing out this carrier. So that was almost a year and a half ago at this point. I'd hoped they had it cleared up. Now, he did say that Harbor Freight did go above and beyond trying to fix the thing after the matter, but Harbor Freight doesn't own the carrier. What happens is they contract to a national carrier who then contracts to a regional carrier who then sometimes subcontracts that out to someone else. And that's how you end up with people who don't know what the hell's going on.
Right. Barbecue 76 with the $2.76 super chat. And Shaka says you can't go wrong with Ryobi. Don't hurt me, Shaka. Barbecue 76, I'm not ringing the bell.
Carter says you should review the Dewalt tile saw. I've heard good things about the Dewalt tile saws, but here's the deal. I don't do tile. I've done tile projects, but I don't do it enough that I can feel like I can give an accurate review of a tile saw. I did one because Harbor Freight sent it to me and they asked me to review it. It was fun doing it. I got to cut a lot of stuff in half and it was great and all. But there's a better channel for that. I think it's called Landscraft Tile. I always get his name wrong, but I think he's in SoCal. He does all sorts of tile saw stuff. Great channel. You got to check him out. Wang Chung says, hey Jeff, I bought the Dewalt D735 planer and it's great, but I do get a lot of snipe. Any advice? Thanks in advance. boy, fighting snipe is the biggest thing you're ever going to get, you're ever going to fight when it comes to planers. And the only real way to do it is tuning it in as much as you can, and then building external supports, because it's as it puts that pressure on the end of the board. A lot of that comes from the board that's hanging out the other end, pushing up, or you gotta the further you can create the table for it to hold coming out, getting perfectly flat. That's the closest you're going to do to getting rid of really truly getting rid of snipe. The Jason says, with the price of lumber these days, do you have any input on those chainsaw sawmill attachments? I've heard that they're really cool, but I've also heard that they don't do that great a job, to be entirely honest. I've never used one. I have had a chance to use one time it was somebody else's. Use the or take a look at the Harbor Freight one that they have. And that thing's really cool. And there's a lot of people that basically make or sell essentially the same thing. But that's more of a full setup sawmill kind of situation. I know you guys like the chainsaw version because it's portable. You can set it up on the log and all that stuff. I guess if you've got a good planer and stuff to run it through after the fact, then that might be usable for you.
I know we're behind. Just a heads up, it's top of the hour.
All right. Then let's do this because we got to do this. I get way behind. So hold the comments for a few minutes while we do this. Because first of all, we got to do a shout out for the mods because it's time for you, yes, you, to adopt your very own mod. That's anybody with the cobalt blue wrench behind their name, like Zaf or Wahawk or Fred Hill or any of the others here, because they do a great job of keeping the channel family friendly, answering questions that I can't get to, remind people to type at the Den of Tools so I see their questions, and generally just being amazing folk. But the other half of this is most of them are creators in their own right. They have their own channels, they do videos as well, and they're trying to get recognition and stuff as well, which is not the reason they do it here. They just do it here because they like the community and stuff, but as a great way to say thank you for the work that they do. Go over to their channel. Pick one of them at random. If you are a mod, put a link to your channel down below. And pick one of these people. Go over, check out their channel. Give one of their videos a thumb up. And maybe even consider subscribing. You never know. You might find some great new content that you love. Secondly, I want to say a huge thank you to everyone who supports the channel with the Super Chats. We really appreciate everything you guys do to support what we do here at the Den of Tools. You all are fantastic. And third, on top of that, we gotta say a huge thank you to our monthly supporters, which are the members of the Den of Tool, and that's everyone who's got the little bear behind their name. It's kind of like Patreon, but it's built into YouTube. If you're interested in that sort of thing, I won't talk more about it, but there's details down in the video description. Also, we didn't get to it last week. We did some sticker giveaways last week, and we're going to do the UFC stuff. We had a family friend who, up until recently, worked for the UFC, and she got us some stuff. And if you guys missed the fight last night, boy, you missed the fight last night. What a great fight!
Check it out.
Couple great battles.
Yeah.
But we got a new heavyweight champion, and I gotta say, I'm a huge fan of this guy. I actually got a chance to meet him once. Just the nicest monster you've ever met. The dude, I'm 6'2", he's 6'4", and you're just like, this guy's huge. Mm-hmm. But anyway, he is just one of the nicest people you'll ever meet. And considering what he's gone through in his life is just insane. So what do we got up?
I wasn't ready for you to do this, so we have this.
All right, well, we'll do this one first. Sure. Okay. So first up, not for bids, we got UFC Bad Blood. Oh, this is old school. We got Chuck Liddell versus Tito Ortiz. Tito the Mouth Ortiz. And Chuck Liddell. I got a chance to meet him. He's a cool cat. So this is a Blu-ray. So don't ask for this unless you got a Blu-ray player. So the way we do the contest here is I'm going to give you an email address. We're going to give you the Mrs. address here. So it is, and I'm putting it in the chat right now, so don't ask for it again. I suggest copying and pasting because I get a lot of people who are like, I tried to send it and it didn't work. It's Mrs. DeBear at denatools.com. And you need to use The subject, Iceman. All right? And then during the next top of the hour, we'll give that away. No.
Do you want me to?
Yeah.
Okay, I have no idea what you just...
Give it. All right. Next up, we got a...
2XL.
Yeah, 2XL. I don't know if you can see this. Ultimate... Was it 25 years? UFC Ultimate 25. And it's got all the standard graphics on it. It's a real lightweight t-shirt.
Yeah.
Light gray here. And let's see.
You can tell that we do a lot of clothing.
Yeah. Yeah. We're just like QVC here. And if you will do... What are you going to say here?
I don't know what you did for the last one.
Just do 25 in the subject line for that. You're going to need to send 2 separate emails. Okay?
Right.
2 separate emails, one for each one. Because not everyone's interested in winning a t-shirt. Somebody's, not interested in winning the Blu-ray. Do we have anything else?
We do. I'm trying to look at the size so that I can help you out here. This is another 2XL.
Yeah, sorry, we don't have any big bear sizes. And this one is, I don't know who that is.
I'm super helpful. I think there's a name at the bottom.
It just says...
Oh, it just says UFC.
So, UFC on the subject, if you're interested in this one. Do we have anything else? We've been sitting on them for a while, so...
Oh, yes. I forgot about that.
What the hell is this? Why are we giving these away? What?
Okay, you don't have to.
She wants to give away socks. It says real men don't shave. Has nothing to do with UFC. I don't know anybody who'd want to win these, but type in socks in the subject if you want to win those.
You want to do this?
Yep. Give me this other shirt first.
I think that's a different size.
Okay. Then this is same as the last shirt. Let's see if it's in this same size or a different size. I can't read that. Oh, 2XL, same one. So we got 2 of these we'll give away.
And this last one's a big one. It is... I kind of want this. A 3XL.
Well, keep that if you want it.
Okay. So that's all we have today.
That's it. All right.
I missed some super chats, but I know you're trying to catch up.
Well, no, I have to hit the restroom.
Okay.
So she's going to let me out here and then...
and now I have to let him out. And then it'll just be me, you, and my ossicones.
Oh my gosh.
It'll be fantastic.
I'm going to open the garage door.
No.
It's too hot in here.
Oh my gosh. Stop. Okay, so he's just killing me. Of course, I also cannot drive this thing. Oh, I can look at the super chats on my phone. Whew, it is bright here. And it's really attractive behind us. So, I can see $4.99 from Scott Countryman, and I've lost my wrench. Do you hear that? I've lost my wrench. 3, 2, 1, bing! Bing, bing. Pretty sure neighbors think we're crazy. They're not wrong. I have a lot of emails coming in. What am I going to say? What am I doing? I'm looking at the super chats that I can't see on that screen. Barbecue76 says, Mr. Bear, you shouldn't cross your arms that way. The missus will get jealous of your cleavage. Hey, that's my cleavage. I'm not ringing the bell because I don't want your wife to kill me. Now you want your seat back? Really?
Yep.
Really?
Move it.
You're not the boss of me. Ah! Really?
And we're back.
That fake tree always trips me out. Like, why do we have a tree in our garage?
Why do we have a
Anyways,
tree in our garage? That is the real question. All right, now I got to get caught up here. Which means it can be timeout time for you.
Basically, what he wants to say is that I should be talking a lot.
Then I'm going to throw a wrench at you.
Nope, that one's mine.
Mohawk says, methinks when only one company makes a certain tool, it's a patent thing, meaning that they own that thing and won't share. That would usually probably be the case. Or there's a very limited market for it. Mark says, did anyone else try ordering from the Harbor Freight clothing site? I got 4 shirts. I ordered 10 shirts, but I used my actual Denna Tools email address, and they canceled my order.
For you.
Yeah. I did hear from several people who did get shirts. I was not one of them. Because they hate me. Fred says, Bear! What? What'd I do? Mark says, I'm looking for an impact driver to keep in the car for lug nuts. Probably no other uses. Suggestions. The Bauer one's a pretty good deal. Although I probably want to get like a compact one. It depends on what kind of car you have. Do you have like a small car? Do you're running like a F350? I think you could get away with. It's kind of Milwaukee's got the 12 volt version. They've got some impacts in the 12 volt, and there's a car USB charger that they make specifically for the jackets that you can buy secondhand or through eBay and stuff that would also work. That's not a bad idea. And then there's also these ones that plug into the cigarette lighter, and they do this kind of thing where they spin up and then they whack, and they spin up and they whack, and they spin up and they... It's hilarious to watch, but they actually work. And I was stunned to find that out. Matthew says, any thoughts on using a woodworking apron? Just ordered a new apron and no clue what cool tool EDC to store it in besides a marking knife, combination square, and sawdust. I actually did a video with one, and I've got somewhere around here, I've got a woodworking apron. I like the canvas ones. The leather ones get too heavy. So unless you're doing like welding or something like that. Let's see here. Popeye says, just picked up the Cobalt 24 volt dual bevel sliding miter saw. Combined it with some batteries and charger. Spent about $215 with 3 6 amp and 1 2 amp batteries and charger. Wow, that's a great buy. And Tony says, you can find 1680 gallons that are 120 volt, but they're rare. But you can find them. Wow, how long would it take an 80 gallon 120 volt to fill up? Barbecue 76 says, I really need to proofread my messages before I hit send. That's embarrassing. It's okay. It happens. Wohawk says, it puts the rub on the meat or else it gets host again.
That's the truth.
Keith says, do they serve beer at Harbor Freight? But no, wouldn't that be fabulous? I just want them to get one of those drink coolers. So if I'm there, I can grab like a Diet Coke or something. Andrew says, are you going to AEWFS 2021 in Las Vegas? I don't even know what that is.
You're going to look it up and be like, oh, yeah.
I probably will. I've got the memory of a goldfish sometimes.
And somebody on Facebook posted something about how Target has like the little Target Starbucks cafe thing, and that they think they should put like bars in the...
Oh, in the
like Home Depot and...
Oh, yes.
Harbor Freight.
So that's the woodworking one. I'll be honest... Scratch the back of my neck. Down. Oh, sorry. Fleas, they'll get you. I'll be honest, I used to really track all of the conventions, and then this past year, I just kind of forgot about all of them, because I just gave up. I was so frustrated.
You kept signing up for them.
And I think this one is like every other year or something like that. I don't know. I definitely would like to check it out. I'll have to see when it's going to happen. Reserve your space now for the 21 Fair. When is it? It is July. Who has a convention in Vegas in July? Morons. Oh my gosh. Oh, that sucks. It is oppressively hot here in July and August. There's just no reason to be here. The Carter says, check out the Milwaukee multi-tool. I have seen it. It's a pretty decent little tool. In fact, I have the standard one. I don't have the fuel version. Vince says, I was looking for a used tool carts in the $40 to $500 range and found a 1950 Snap-on cart with top box and new casters for $400. Is it worth it? it's probably worth it just as a collector's item. Those old vintage carts, if you keep them in good shape, can fetch quite a few bucks down the way. A lot of people like to have them when they do their kind of vintage garage build outs and whatnot. I would probably have it just for that. As far as a day-to-day cart, I don't know. I'd have to see it to see how much how usable it is compared to a newer cart. But I'd have to think it'd probably be pretty good. Someone's having Hot Pockets for dinner. That sounds tasty. I had roasted chicken. That's it. Still hungry. No, I forgot. And I had my Premier Protein. I'm back on my keto, so.
I was going to say, somebody's hangry.
Yep. I can't pronounce your name. Distablage52 says, got a recommendation for a budget reversible ratcheting wrenches. Budget and reversing are not two words that go together. There is not, that I know of, a budget reversible ratcheting wrench. I can't think of a single one. If somebody else can think of it, I'd love to hear it, but I can't think of a single thing that would fall into what I consider to be a budget build. I've got the ones for the Icon ones. Fantastic. Love them to death, but they're $140 a set, so you're looking at $250 for both sets. Now, if you get the 20% off when they do that, that's a great buy and whatnot, especially if you get the credit card now, you're 30% off. So,
Destable J52? I'm trying to figure out the name thing. Carry on.
You're in timeout. Do I need to put you in the corner?
And the old tech guy, thank you for the $2 super chat and for liberating me from being quiet. Sorry I'm late. I missed Adopt a Mod. How are you guys? We're doing great. $2 super chat. Thank you so much. And make sure that you put your name, yeah. Great.
I'm going to put her on the next giveaway.
We already saw how that
Jim
goes.
says, my dad had an 8-inch Craftsman contractor saw when I was growing up. We did everything I do with a 10-inch now. For most stuff, you can.
I'll be back.
If you're creative, you can do it. I mean, well, hell, my dad did everything with a whatchamacallit, a radial arm saw.
Maybe that was just my dad.
Wohak says, so who wants to replace the leaf springs on my truck? What kind of truck? Doing leaf springs can be fun and exciting. Not as exciting as doing coils, but coil springs. That's always a, hey, I wonder if we're all going to die today kind of thing. And if you're not scared doing the coils, compressing coils, then you don't understand physics. That's the thing, is you don't have a proper respect for the physics that make the world run. Homily says, parts of Middle Tennessee got 7 to 9 inches of rain yesterday. Oh, that is wet. Paul Sanabria says, you need air for a plasma cutter. Yes, Paul, you are right. Son, I can't remember how she pronounced it. Paul, how about that? We'll call you Paul. You do need air for a plasma cutter. But I would say most people don't have a plasma cutter. Ronnie says, hoping to see some fun stuff tonight. I learned, that's one I read earlier. Blind Toolman says, sure you meant the compressor. We know you meant Jesse. Nutty Iron says, if I can get an address, I will send you a better bell than that. Handmade. We are in Vegas right now, and so if it's going to be here within the next probably month or two, we'll be here. After that, we're going to be in Montana. The addresses are usually in the description, but it's 2251 North Rampart Boulevard, number 177. Whoops, not that one. Number 177. LV NV 89128. Boom. Fred says, when my dad was stationed at Travis, I became a diehard Oakland fan. I would take my pocket AM radio and put it under my pillow. I'm a Colorado Rockies fan now. I remember listening to baseball games back on the old little AM, the Radio Shack transistor radios. We'd sit there, me and the boys, and we'd sit there and we'd do the box scores. We'd follow along the game doing box scores. That's back when I loved baseball. Not so much anymore. You ever play ASFAB? It's an old baseball stats game that was so much fun. Hot in Vegas today. Time to open up the pool, Levick says. It's getting there, man. Springtime in Vegas lasts about an hour and a half. It literally goes from, oh, it's too cold to, oh my gosh, we got to open the pool. It's so hot. And Robert Adams says, the Flying Half spent the night in Vegas last night.
I thought I felt her here.
Not there long enough to say hi, though. That would have been funny if we'd run into her at the, whatchamacallit.
Yep.
Eric says, the majority of us at Heavy Equipment Shop is only using the die grinders to cut off wheels on air. And Ron says, when did you get another 1500? I thought you just got a brand new Super. Well, I was talking about the older one, not the new one. We got the, although I did tell her that, believe it or not, I want to get another pickup truck.
Blink, blink.
I'm a spoiled brat. I know I am. I know. Zaf says, people often forget a good generator and corded tools is basically like having a cordless with a big battery pack. I was just having that conversation with somebody the other day. Wilhawk says, are the Hercules drill bits any good? I know the Warrior ones are not even worth the scrap value of drilling metal. I have not used, well, that's not true. I had like the wood, what do you call those things? The ones with the wood boring bits. And those were fine. But I haven't used a lot of the drill bits there. Robert Adams says, might buy the Ulefone Armor 9 phone with built-in FLIR camera. We'll let you know if I buy one. You know, sorry, one of our lights here got a little crazy. Should just turn them off since we've got the door open. I looked at all of those all those phones with the built-in FLIR on them. And I think you're better off buying a good, solid mid-tier phone and then getting one of the FLIR add-ons because the specs I see, I'm just not all that fantastic. Fred says, I've been using my PiBap for over a week now. I'm an average over 8 hours a night. I have a bad habit of pulling my mask off in the middle of the night. Maybe I need to get a new, whatchamacallit.
That's not a bad idea.
Yeah. Wilhawk says, hey, Jesse, Jeff is looking a little bit scruffy, looking nerfurter. Yeah, I need to shave the old head. Vince says, I bought a box of 20 6.5 Creedmoor, 140 grain, $73 a box. Cheapest in the country. I should have bought more.
County.
Or in the county. AC says, Journeyman Lineman is a good trade, but it's a lot of work and long hours.
Yes, I have much respect for linemen.
Let's see here. Keith says, Dentals, do they have free bear beer in Vegas? You know, Red always gets free drinks. He just walks in, everyone leaves their drinks behind. And
I was going to say, everyone scatters, and he's like,
really
I'm going to try
quite
this
polite
one.
to them. Michael says, lots of vids on the subject at the moment. Some are for commercial made gear and some are for home. All fairly effective. I tried to 3D print one and did not like it. And Emmer says, any more news on Flex Tools yet? I'm really curious. Nothing that I can talk about so far. Mr. Brewer says, small compressors are good for pin nailers and such. They are, but there's a lot of good, for pin nailers, there's a lot of good, cordless options as well. Fred says, well, let's try this again. The movie I was talking about starred Chevy Chase, Fletch. You remember the movie, and you'll remember the part about the ball bearings. I remember watching Fletch. I don't remember the part about the ball bearings. It was a long time ago that I watched Fletch. I tried to watch it probably last year, and I couldn't get past like the first 15 minutes. Javier says, I drove to my local Home Depot the other day and noticed that the Husky hammers are about the same price as the S-Wing hammers. They've gone up, haven't they? Or S-Wing's gotten cheaper. I don't know what it is. Clint says, Jeff, any ETA from Deep Freight on Hercules brushless drills and impacts? It was originally, I was hearing like late or early third quarter is what I heard. We'll see if they stick to that. Jen Gazelle says, missing the Morning Bears Den conversations. Yeah, I don't think it's coming back. Our schedule's just too crazy. Enormous Elephant says, any thoughts on the Dewalt 8-volt max gyro screwdrivers? They're fantastic from what I've heard. I've not used one. But I got tons and tons of people when I covered it, electric screwdrivers, last year or the year before. They're like, "Oh my gosh, I'm an HVAC or I'm an electrician. We use these things all the time. They're fantastic. I couldn't do my job without it." There, people who use them love them, and I think the prices actually come down on them as well. Can we stick a fork in Sears now? No. I think Sears is poised to make a real comeback as an online platform. Just wait and see. Bauer cordless brad nailer update. No update, but we did get confirmation that there was going to be one. So that's what we do know. When it's coming out or any of the other details, I don't know. Alex says, don't forget to smash the old like button, people. Thank you, sir. That was so nice of you. Wilhawk says, planning you want long infeed and outfeed tables, and it's best as a 2-person job. That's entirely true. Matthew says, any suggestions for a good Japanese pole saw for cutting dovetails? No. I mean, I've used the one from Harbor Freight. It works. I had one from Lowe's that was okay, but none of those are what I consider to be good Japanese pole saws. You probably need to go to like a woodworking store, like what do you call it? I can't remember the name of the one that's here. I'm blanking on it. Anyway, probably order it online from Japan or something. Hawk says the mods also provide plucky comic relief. Yes, they do. And let's see here.
I'm being smothered by somebody's barbecue.
It smells good.
I'm glad one of us thinks that.
Zaffy says, I'm not a creator, but bug the maintenance man to make some more videos. Antonio posted his. Jameson Hurley says, I bought that Tiswell rotary tool. Not bad at all. It's not bad. It really, honestly, is. We should give that thing away. That's what we should do. It's a solid little tool.
I'm trying to give away all my tools.
All your tools up in here. Mm-hmm. Mark says, Bauer cordless brad nailer update. Nope, we just talked about that. Barbecue 76 says, I won. You're still talking about the giveaways, but I won. Yay, I'm a winner. No. Barbecue 76, you're always a winner in my book.
That's right.
What is Iceman for? Iceman was for the DVD of Chuck Liddell. That's his nickname. Chuck the Iceman Liddell. And Tito the Crybaby Ortiz.
I don't actually.
Which is too bad because he was a decent fighter, man.
Okay. Again, only if you have Blu-ray.
He just wasn't in that top tier category. Michael says, how about selling off that triangular bell? Oh, we should auction that off and make a whole bunch of money.
What? No. I love my bell.
Antonio says, dang, nothing in XL size. That stinks. Come on, there was 2XL. You could wash it and dry it a few times.
Well, the other thing is it's UFC. So I do not find that their stuff runs large.
It's stretchy.
I find that it's, yeah.
It's supposed to be form-fitting. Show off your six-pack.
Right.
Or in my case, my keg.
I would just say, not for me.
Fred says, I'm back. Fred's back. Yay.
Yay!
And as James points out, if you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
That's right.
Fred says, sorry, TMI blasted taking blood thinner, having bloody noses.
Oh no.
That's terrible. Do you think Cobalt or Dewalt will ever make a cordless ratchet? I think if they can get their 12-volt extreme line to take off and become popular, I think they will do one. They're having trouble getting traction with that line. Trolling for Dollars says, Jesse, just wondering if you were hiding more boxes behind you like in Montana. No, no, that's clothes back there. Mark says, Bauer cordless. We just, don't worry, I will get to the comments. You don't need to repeat them, by the way. Blind Toolman says, needs a woodworking kilt. Oh, yeah, that would be awesome. We should come out with a...
I think they have one.
I've seen Tactikilts, but I don't think
like
I've seen...
Like a Utila kilt?
In the Utila kilt, but I don't think I've seen like a carpenter kilt. Always good for when you're up on those ladders.
Hey, the ladies deserve entertainment.
A show?
Well.
Yeah. Steven says, by the way, shut up, Moto. I've heard it a few times today.
I know. One of the cubs is not home, so that's why I keep looking. Anyways, carry on.
Clint says the only Craftsman items I've purchased at Lowe's are the Craftsman red and black storage totes. They're quality, made in the USA. That's cool. These are the only Craftsman things I've purchased. Since I first tried the hand tools, was not thrilled with those. William Brody says, hey, Big Bear and Mrs. Bear from Minnesota.
Hey.
Mike says, I need to replace the electric motor on my Ingersoll Rand air compressor. I've seen Harbor Freight has replacement motors. You think they're good enough? That's a really good question. I've always been intrigued by their motors. I've never seen enough about them, but I'd be more than happy if you bought one and then told me what you thought of it. Special K HVAC says, I know you made a video about the Harbor Freight Avanti paint sprayer, but have you had any experience with them or the Greco version? I want something that that can handle latex paint. I have the Greco version, and it's fine. It works great for that stuff. But I've not had a chance to use the Avanti one. And Brian says, will Harbor Freight ever make a table saw to compete with the Delta? Dude, I have... I don't know if he's watching tonight. Sometimes he watches. One of my great guy works over at Harbor Freight. Somebody I'd consider almost a friend. But we try to keep it at a business level. And he just a nice guy, but he's in charge of that stuff right now. And I pester the snot out of him about that. I even, in a big meeting where I was on a conference call with a bunch of like senior VP types at the end of the meeting, and I said, and by the way, I want to thank so-and-so for promising that we will get that Delta style table saw out sometime next year. And none of them got the joke. He laughed his butt off. He thought then I had to explain it to him, and they're like, I don't think he was joking. And they're like, well, he wasn't, but we're not doing that. He knows that. Some people don't get the joke.
Oh, Blind told me and emailed us a link for a carpenter kilt.
Oh,
Thank you. I'm loving it.
Fred says, when I went to tech school to be a firefighter in 1976, they had beer vending machines. Oh, that's such a great idea.
The only time I've ever seen a beer vending machine was when I was in Amsterdam, and it only spit out Heinekens. It was in a hostel. I guess I forgot that part.
It was very unfriendly.
Yeah.
They should have one where like you swipe your driver's license and you can order a beer. Right?
Nothing could go wrong.
Like Joelman says, the Blind hold their conventions in July. Yes, it happened in Las Vegas.
Oh my gosh, it has happened in Vegas. That's terrible.
And Fred says that was in the Air Force. Blind Toolman says, Jesse, I see flies, no fleas. Dude, you're blind. You don't see anything. Let's see here. Echo says he's looking for those giant outdoor toolboxes. Thoughts? Are you talking about like job site storage boxes?
Because I saw that comment and I was like, what is he talking about?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, so he's got a huge project he's working on. And I'm trying to think about who would have a budget version of one of those. I don't know, man. I guess your best bet would be probably just looking on Craigslist and trying to find a used one. Asylum says, hello, Bear family. Mr. Brewer says, small compressor is great for my small wood shop. Brad nailers, pin nailers, Also, keto worked for me in the past 2 years. I've lost 140 pounds. Good for you. That's awesome. Robert says, what new Cobalt 24-volt tools do you think we'll see this year? Any new XTR? I don't know if we're going to see any new XTR. I don't know if they're going to expand the XTR line for fear of it getting too close to the Flex 24-volt line. I don't know. I haven't taken I just haven't spent enough time thinking about, I wonder what new tools we'll see in the Cobalt. I would love to see nailers. I think that's the one that everyone agrees is they want to see is a cordless nailer.
Chuck Miller, thank you for the $5 super chat. Biggest tool flop in history, coming soon to a Lowe's near you. 3, 2, 1.
let's set a date for next year, because I don't think that's going to be the case. I think there's a lot of people who are tired of the whole Milwaukee and Dewalt thing. And a lot of people don't realize how few places actually sell Milwaukee. Now, Dewalt is sold tons and tons of places. Home Depot is the only one of the top 5 tool chains in the U.S. that sells Milwaukee. And the other 2 are regional chains, and they're like number 7 and number 8. Ace has them, but it's mail order only, or online only. So, other than specialty shops, there's, and I'm talking about like, there's a lumber store near us in Montana that carries them, and there some of the smaller like tractor and farm stores have them, but none of the major carriers. I mean, if you look at Home Depot's the biggest, they've got it, but Lowe's doesn't have it, Menards doesn't have it, they're number 2, Harbor Freight, Sears Home Outlet, Ace, who's the other one? Southern Ones, is that the other one? Most of them don't have it. So being in Lowe's is going to be a huge thing for them to have a chance to approach those professional and the upper tier prosumers that want into that line. What's up, Chuckles?
I was laughing. Blind Toolman said, "Excuse me, Jesse. I hear flies. Lots and lots of flies."
Yes. Yeah.
That's right. I agree.
Whatever.
I hear them too. And I see them.
The William says, "I look forward to your tools of the week. I've made some great buys. Thanks for all your hard work." No worries, man. I love doing that video. It is a lot of work putting those videos together every Monday. And the problem is, because I have to wait to the last minute to do it. So it's not something I can do like work ahead of time, because it's very time sensitive kind of stuff. So I got to get that whole thing together, wrapped up with all the links and all the information, make sure I got everything right, and get it posted in a reasonable time period for people to be able to act on it first thing. Safio says, if you like leaf springs, the MRAP might be the vehicle for you. She would love to have one.
Yes.
And Sam says, I talked to my new boss after work on Friday. He said, I'm doing great. Awesome. Fred Hill says, I tried to take in a broken Craftsman socket. Tried everything not to exchange the broken socket. Okay, I'm confused. Did you mean ratchet? Because I can't really fix a broken socket. Patrick says, just a DIY guy and thinking of buying both Hercules, miter, and table, or should I go with the Dewalt or the Metabo? I've not used the Metabo, so it's hard really to say. If you can get the Metabo table saw when it goes on sale. Sorry, I was thinking miter saw. The Metabo table saw, though, I've seen. And when it goes on sale, you have to wait, though. I'm trying to think last year when it really started dropping in price. So normally, for guys who don't know, the Metabo table saw is a full-size job site table saw. Comes with a stand, has an extension feed. And it has a rack and pinion style, although I think it's actually chain drive fence. And it normally is like $500 and change. And it went on sale. The price kept dropping the second half of the year till right before Black Friday. It hit like $280. It was an insane discount. Don't know if that's going to happen again this year, but fingers crossed that it does. If you can wait and try and get that saw, that's the saw to get. If you need something now, you gotta understand the Herc saw is much smaller. It's a compact table saw, so you're in a different weight class there. It's like versus a flyweight versus a middleweight. It's a good saw, but I'm not a fan of compact table saws. Now, as far as the miter saw, I have the Herc miter saw, and it's a dream to work with. I'd be more than happy to get it.
Do I need to shut the...
We'll see.
Okay.
Let's see here.
Hey, sorry. Electric Wizard and Solar Tech says, at the Den of Tools, watching from Guyana.
Oh my gosh.
Enjoy your channel. Where I am from, only eBay and Amazon is our only tool, hope to purchase tool. Only tools, hope to purchase tools. Wow.
What's it like trying to get shipping there?
Yeah.
I can only imagine. The Popeye says, Boston Red Sox since 1965. We hate the Red Sox because they stole our business plan, the Moneyball approach, and they won with it. Rat, little, you know what else. Anthony says, coils are the scariest thing ever to do on a car or truck. That'll put the fear in you for sure. That and dynoing a truck. Man, you get a high horsepower vehicle in a shop and you put it on a dyno. Like, oh man, I hope all those straps hold. Mike says, Jeff, I heard you mention the new Herc table saw needs a stand. I suggested a barbecue grill frame and fabricate some fold-out outriggers for extended stability during use. I actually, in a video not too long ago, suggested exactly the same thing. Somebody was giving away a stand very similar to our old barbecue, the camp barbecue style one. Mm-hmm. You take that thing right off and you got that perfect frame with the fold-out legs. Be great for that kind of thing. John Gonzalez says, buddy of mine gave me a 10-inch Chicago Electric miter saw for free. It has brand new Diablo 60-tooth blade in it. That's a good friend, or not too good friend, depending on how you look at it. I'll be honest, not a fan of that saw. I thought it was a bit rickety, but that's the thing with Harbor Freight is, one tool will be great, the next 3 may be junk. And then you'll have 4 that are fantastic, and then 1 that's junk. You just never know, man. That's the older Harbor Freight stuff. The newer stuff, the Bauer, the new name brand stuff that they're doing, that stuff is pretty good consistently. The older stuff was real hit or miss. Novus Nick says, hey, Bear family. Ed the Old Tech Guy says, I know the Chicago Electric 10-inch miter saw is not liked very much, but I use it as a chop saw, so it's good after calibrating it. Your thoughts? If you're using it just for that, then it's perfectly fine. In fact, as far as the 10-inch miter saw, if it's just the regular miter, then it's great. If it's the sliding miter and you're just using it as a chop saw, the sliding part is where it got all wonky. Doug says, at Agent Deep Freight, we should have him on for one of the videos. He does so much for the channel. We should have him on here as a guest sometime. 641. We should do the giveaways. Let's see here.
What do you mean? Oh, I have to look at them right now? You're making my brain hurt.
What? Is Donna Ross still on here?
She should be.
We'll have her do call outs on the numbers. Levick says, went to Lowe's, picked up a Bosch Impact screw bed for $5. Value was $20. Could not share on Facebook page being in Facebook jail for a week. Good bits. Yeah, it's pretty easy to end up in Facebook jail.
So when are we giving her the numbers? Like, when are we stopping them submitting?
You guys have until 6:50.
So 8 more minutes.
8 more minutes. Nova Six says, how far behind are you? More than 8 minutes. All right, we're going to do some speed reading here. They're called paddle bits. And yeah. And then, of course, Princess Jamie has to chime in.
Hey, $5 super chat says, not a lot of not so good things happening with me, but I'm glad to catch you guys here for a little bit. Miss the Bear family. Back to square one with life. Princess Jamie, super hugs. I have been super busy and I have not watched. I know you were on with, my brain is not working. You were live streaming. What's it called? You're collaborating. Haha. And stop making faces at me. Anyways, super miss you. Glad to see you. I'll contact you. 3, 2, 1.
Yeah, do reach out to her, because if there's anything we can do to help, let us know, okay?
Yes.
All right, I got to speed read through some of these. We talked about pedal bits. Enjoy your live stream.
Oh, what? Steven got Daughter of Ra's attention. You're going to be on, you're going to be doing stuff. Daughter of Ra. You're going to be selecting numbers for the giveaway. Don't mind our really loud neighborhood right now.
Ryan says, do you think Skill will come out with a right angle drill as they have a right angle impact? I don't know if they will. At least not in the 12 volt. Not sure. Novosnick says, enjoying your stream and a roaring bonfire. Oh, that must be nice. Ed the Tech Guy says, I'm considering buying the Makita lawnmower. I'm deep in the 18 volt battery system. Your thoughts? If you're already in it, I hear it's a great lawnmower. Tyler says, Dewalt versus Milwaukee impact drivers and bits. What's your thoughts? I've not been a big fan of the Dewalt stuff. I've heard I've used some of the Milwaukee ones. I thought they were pretty decent. I would definitely take the Milwaukee over the Dewalts. Johnny says, "Howdy, Bear and Mrs. Bear. We appreciate you putting in the tireless research and bringing these videos to us. Thank you very much for recognizing it. We appreciate you appreciating us." Fred says, "Hopefully when you get back to Montana, you can do something like the weekday show. Maybe. We might be able to do that back there." Rodney says, "We got us a 2010 GMC Sierra Red with charcoal interior, 116K miles. What do you think about Ryder liner spray protection?" I don't know. I go back and forth on it. Yeah, I probably would get it if I didn't already have an insert. Well, I got rid of my truck, so I had an insert. That's the only reason I didn't, because it came with one from the factory. Any news on the Flex cordless tools? Nothing new so far. Sean said, "Any plans on getting your paws on the new Hercules table saw for comparison video to the original?" Yes, but my other saw is in Montana, so it's going to have to wait until I get back there. Fred says, "We talked about this last week. I was watching Meat Eater shot a bull moose and like a dumbass started walking up on it. Knowing I said, yep. Yeah, I saw that one."
And he was super lucky that his friend was... Okay, stop giving me the stop talking look.
Michael says, "Had an idea a while back of using electronics parts numbers on bumper stickers, then watching people try to figure it out." Michael says, "That reads 2N2711. It might be fun to mess with some heads. Get on your license plate. That'd be fun." Vince says, "Once you get you a link to the Snap-on toolbox, I should grabbed it. It's sold." Oh, yeah, that's like that, man. Blind Toolman says, "Email you a link for the carpenter kilt." Popeye says, "Kilt, that's why you don't shave your legs." Rough House says, "What's your favorite bench grinder?" New ones? I don't know if I have a favorite. I like trying to, I'll grab whatever I need. Like I had the Harbor Freight ones, they were fine. And then my idea is when you're first starting out, you grab one of the Harbor Freight ones, you don't beat on it, and then you wait and you watch Marketplace or Craigslist until you get like one of the old Daytons or, any of the other older decent, really well-built ones. And then buy that and then sell the Harbor Freight one. Because if you take care of it, you can sell it for near what you paid for it. Mr. Brewer says, "Any thoughts about the Skilled Digital Router? Just bought one at Woodcraft for $99. If it's your first order and you signed up with the email, I got mine for $79. Wow. I've not used it, but I heard some people really like it. That's all I can really say about it so far. Electronics Wizard, watching from Guyana. Good grief. And Salem says, "I don't think I've ever seen a beer vending machine, but I have seen cigarette machines when I was a kid." There's one still in Montana, isn't there?
Yep.
Yep.
It's in a bar, but kids can be in bars, so.
In Livingston. Fred says, "I've seen moose and brown bears where they don't find out they're dead. How many hunters are killed each year?" I don't know how many are killed, but I know a lot get hurt by it. Even deer. That deer comes back with that rack and you can poke your eye out.
A lot of them got to change their shorts.
Dave says, "Enjoy your channel. Have learned a lot. Interested to get your review on any kind of wood lathe. The one tool I think I haven't heard your review." I don't do wood lathes because I don't ever use them. I would check out Brad's workbench. He's got also a wood lathe channel. He does a ton of that stuff. I would talk to him about it. Frank says, I found that what tools are good for me is much easier to figure out, especially after trying to figure out what audio equipment is best for home." And Echo says, "Yes, job site storage boxes. If you guys have a solution for a good, inexpensive job site storage box, comment now because Echo's looking for one." Go on.
Popeye with a $10 super chat. "Keep up the great work, both of you. Tell Red I said hello."
Will do.
3, 2, 1. Bing, bing, bing. Thank you.
Brandon says, "I'm considering selling some of my Craftsman wrenches because they don't go big enough for my needs. Are Tecton wrenches quality?" Yeah, don't even think about it. If you can afford them and they'll do what you, and they're the right sizes, the Tecton stuff is fantastic. I know guys who work on large equipment who use the Tecton stuff. Kirk says, "Jesse, we had beer machines when I was in the Army." Asylum says, "I picked up a Pancake air compressor at Home Depot. Works great for keeping my car and bicycle tires properly inflated." Does Jeff know that he's 30 minutes behind? I do now. Anthony says knack and job boxes for a job site, but top dollar though. Yeah, exactly. Antonio says, you all have been blessed evening. I have a 10-foot long, 4-foot wide, 2-foot deep hole to make from Arizona dirt for garden extension. Oh, that sounds like not fun. Ace says, do you think Lowe's will do away with or get rid of Dewalt once the flex line comes in? I don't think they will, but I don't think they're going to be giving them front and center shelf space anymore either. Popeye says Flex will make a mark on the market, hoping it drives prices down. I hope it drives down prices and drives up, better competition, more innovation. Did you see the Pioneer Woman's husband was in a bad accident? I think he broke his neck. They've been really quiet about it.
Yeah, she has made some statements about it. He was injured as well as I believe her nephew. But yes, very bad accident, was aware.
Anthony says cordless nails, I'm not a fan. For me, it got to be pneumatic cordless. Cordless tends to not sink the nail all the way. My experience is, of course, usually there's an adjustment on them for that. If the nail's not sinking all the way, you can usually turn up the power a little bit. Clint says, Jeff, I hope Skill comes out with more tools in the PowerCore 12 line. I'm definitely a fan. They're fantastic tools, aren't they? I'm thinking about doing a comparison between them and Milwaukee just to give people an idea of where they fall. Asylum says, I used the shop's 12-volt Dremel tool. The battery looks almost identical to my Milwaukee 12-volt. I was tempted to, but too scared to try switching them. And as long as they're the same voltage, you usually don't have a problem with switching them. They'll either work or they won't work. Anthony says, I'm going to give Flex solid shot against Makita for sure. I've used every other brand there is. Makita is tops. By the way, the reason I broke out the Makita was some people said that they thought that the battery from that vacuum I tested looked like a Makita, and it is. It will not power my Makita drill, though. It starts to run and then it stops. It won't talk to it. But I need to charge the Makita battery so I can see if it actually works in the vacuum. Which would be terrible because then she'd be stealing my Makita vacuum. Or my Makita battery for the vacuum. Electronics Wizard says, watching... Oh, that's one we said from Guyana. Liberty... So, you keep mentioning Makita batteries are expensive, but it looks similarly priced to other brands. Do they just not go on sale? When they go on sale, they don't go on sale for as often. And also, the pricing per amp hour based on their larger batteries gets inherently more expensive. I don't know if inherently is the word. Exponentially is probably what I was looking for. Fred Hill says, what really sucks, my wife still has 2 years to retire. I think Biden is going to screw up the housing market. Yeah, I have no confidence in any of the markets right now. I don't even want to talk about where my stock market is right now. And Tom says, I saw a car on a dyno start to bend while it was running. They had to restrap it because the first pull spun the wheels and the drum. 1400 HP. Electronics Wizard says there are shipping agents offered, but it's really expensive. That's what my understanding was. Robert says, sorry, my dopey brother-in-law killed my headset as you were answering about possible new Cobalt and Cobalt XTR. The answer is I'm not really sure how much expansion there will be in the XTR line because I think they'd be afraid it would compete with the Flex 24. And as far as the regular Cobalt stuff, I'm really hoping to see cordless nailers in the next year. Mike says, how does this Metabo table saw compare to the Delta table saw? Well, it's a job site saw versus a shop saw. So they're not in the same weight class. It's a decent saw, but it's not going to be anywhere close to the Delta. The Delta is just, when you have a stationary saw that's sitting on the ground, that's got some weight behind it, and it's got a full induction motor, you're not going to compete against that. Brandon says, I bought the Hercules 12-inch sliding miter saw. Is the Hercules stand worth anything, or should I look elsewhere? What stand would you recommend? I'm not a huge fan of that style of stand. It's a fine stand. It's for that style of stand, it's great. I would look at maybe one of the rigid stands if you want something you're going to wheel around a lot on it. What I really like is I like the Portacube stand. That thing is fantastic. The saw flips down into a little cage. You got full wings that come down the other side.
Super
it's
cool.
A little bit bigger, but honestly, at the end of the day, when you're traveling, it protects the saw. The Bora, Bora Portacube. My wife purchased a Metabo table saw when it went on sale last year. Don't know why and how she found it, but she bought it. Mr. Brewer says, any thoughts on the 12-inch single bevel miter saw? It's really hard to find any videos on it. Not really. I haven't really looked at it, to be honest. Steven says, got her attention. Fred says, is the game plan to have the same amount of tools for the Hercules and Bauer? I don't think so. I don't think Hercules will have the same amount of tools. I think Hercules is going to stay more focused on tools and less on like the outdoor power equipment and all the other miscellaneous accessories. Matthew says, work provides Milwaukee tools for us, which are okay. However, I buy Rigid for the home, and I like it a lot more. Really? I mean, don't get me wrong. Rigid makes some great tools. I'm just surprised you like them more than the Milwaukee's. Electronic Wizard says, would you invest in Skill tools? I did. I got the Skill 12-volt power core system. I have the drill, the impact, and the circ saw. It's a great system. I really like about everything Shervon makes. They've not made anything so far that I look at and I'm like, well, that's a piece of junk. I can't say the same thing for some of the other tool lines. Blind Toolman says, Jeff, don't read. Jesse sent a picture of Ronnie.
Yeah, he doesn't know how to
Put it on
read.
screen, I read it. Homily says, my other saws in Montana is the new Canadian girlfriend.
Homily 665. I was dying. He was talking about something
That's too funny.
totally important earlier, and I was dying laughing. So when I was laughing, that was me reading it.
Zaf says, favorite bench grinders on the Fireball Tool channel. That's a great channel. They do some cool stuff. Tristan says, hey, hope all is well. Loving the content recently. Awesome. Thank you so much. Dr. Ross says, okay, I got my tea, went potty, brushed my hair. What am I needed for? You're going to be our number caller here tonight.
Yep.
Fred says, the new Bauer fast charger is smoking fast. 5 amp hour takes a little over an hour. I sold all my green tip. I got $1,000. Biden wants to outlaw the green tip rounds. I think I got sold all of mine or shot all. I don't know. I don't have any more. Mike says, do you know the technical name for the style rivets that are used to fasten the cam latches, handles, etc. to the small metal toolboxes and suggest a source? Fastenal I'm stunned that Fastenal doesn't have something. Here in Vegas, we got something called the Fastener Store. Maybe look them up online. I do not know what the technical name is for those. John says she doesn't steal your tools. She borrows them.
Long term. That's right. You have to read the long term.
Jackie says, long term. Jackie says, thank you. Ed the Old Tech Guy says, Makita is my choice and has performed well for me. All of my side work, handyman work, and low voltage work. Zafio says, I saw a meme about the Suez Canal and how to fix it. Is it the one with ramping the ship over it?
Yep.
That was pretty funny. Mm-hmm. Fred says, I heard there was a blue sighting up in Wyoming. I heard some women tried to pet him.
That sounds about right.
That'll go well. Michael says, hey, Jeff and Jesse, do you think DeWalt 12-volt Extreme lines get any more tools? I don't think DeWalt understands 12-volt tools. They just don't know how to market it. They don't seem to care about marketing it. I haven't had a chance to try the new ones. I tried the old 12-volt tools, and they were not worth the box they came in. And Fred says, Blue the Bear. Yep. All right, so we're caught up.
Yep.
All right, hey, Jennifer White Wolf's here.
Hey!
All right, so let's do this. We're going to do the giveaways here. You ready?
Yes.
So what's the first item up for the giveaway?
Is Iceman.
The DVD, the Blu-ray.
Yep. The Blu-ray, so hopefully you have Blu-ray.
Give me that. We're giving this away.
So Daughter of Ra is going to, find a magical way with, a die or something to find a number between 1 and 8.
1 and 8. Not too many people with a Blu-ray disc. Or not too many UFC fans.
Well, I think it's our hardcore fans. Okay. So, Daughter of Ra, whenever you pick a number or roll it, she says 4. Okay.
4!
So I'm going to write down the winners and then... Or do you want me to look up the winners right
now?
No,
just write them down right now.
25 is the next thing, which was the shirt.
The first shirt.
Yeah. So again, it's a number between 1 and 8. 1 and 8. Daughter of Ra is gonna pick another number, a number. Insulin 4.362. It's not. No, we're going with whole numbers.
No, he said that's an umber. Umber between 1 and 8. She says 18.
Okay, but yeah, no.
No.
Between 1 and 8.
Between
Try
1
again.
and 8.
See, this is a hard job.
For real, a woman at Yellowstone, there was a woman who tried petting a buffalo. I
Yep.
literally yelled at a woman who was trying to pet a calf elk. And the mother was not far away, and her and her boyfriend got TO'd at me like, it's none of your business. And I'm like, that thing's going to kill you.
Yep.
Okay, the mom there, she's literally going to kill you.
Yep.
You're an idiot.
Daughter Rot, you're not crazy. 25 was the subject line people put on their emails. You're not crazy. So that's why she picked 18 before. So UFC, we're picking a number between 1 and 5. I'm guessing we don't have a ton of UFC fans, but that's okay. So pick a number between 1 and 5. Trolling for dollars. 3.1415926 is not the number.
Pie, but I do like the idea of pie.
Oh my gosh, Eleanor cannot stop singing that song. Thank you again for being our number caller. I feel like she should
Having
have
problems setting up my miter saw.
daughter.
Problems with it
process
not being
1.
square.
Okay.
It should just be the fence issue. Are you talking squareness from the fence to the blade? Are you talking from the table to the back fence? Which part's not square?
I have a question. Sorry. I know you're asking somebody a question. So, we had one shirt that was 2. Like 2 of the same
Yes.
shirt. So, was it the same thing that they were writing in with? Like, do we need to pick more than one from a cat?
No. We're going to pick 2
Okay.
from that one.
That's what I'm saying.
Yes.
So, what is that category that we're picking 2 from?
That's the third category.
Okay. So,
Because there was this.
yeah.
There was the first shirt. Then we have 2 of the second shirt.
Right, but what did we call the second shirt?
I think it was called UFC.
Okay, so then we will pick.
You've got the categories. Tell me what they are.
There's Iceman 25, UFC, socks, and then somebody, one person.
Hold on. So Iceman was this. 25 is the first shirt. UFC are the 2 shirts, and socks are those terrible socks.
Shh, people wanted them.
How many people entered? 2? 4.
4.
Yeah, people.
So, daughter of Ra, I need you to pick another number that's between 2 and 5. Thank you so much, daughter of Ra. You're doing an amazing job.
By the way, video coming out this next week. Hopefully, if I can get it done. You've seen those kits for redoing your fogged up headlights. So I'm decided to go with this route. I saw this because I like the brand for other products they make. So these guys, you can read it, Cerakote. If you know what they normally are known for, they have a ceramic. Clearly they do because I'm holding it. A ceramic headlight kit. So I'm going to be doing this on the Suburban and hopefully have a video up this week about that. Put that over there.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm doing something.
You are.
Daughter
You're
of
holding it,
Ra,
putting it
the
over there.
last one is for socks. I need you to pick a number between 1 and 4. 1 and
Every time I hear that, I hear Socks the cat. That's what I think of.
Daughter of Ra, I have your pencils. I actually thought about bringing them on screen here tonight.
She's holding them hostage. You're never going to see them.
I'm going to start sending her pictures every day. Here's some more. 3. So she picked number 3. We also had one person that sent an email that just said drawing is the subject line. So you didn't win anything, but thank you for sending a message in.
I think we are. It's $20. Just give me,
It's
no?
fine.
Is your $20? I don't
it's
think
my
so. Get
$20.
away. And not your $20.
Thank you so much, Daughter of Ra. I will be sending you pictures of those pencils, and then hopefully when I go to mail these, I will send out the pencils. I swear. I swear I'm going to remember.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
Xavier says, you're just a mean bear who doesn't understand if we talk to animals, learn the languages, maybe take an animal degree. I'd study elephant and eagle.
Wow.
Eagle sounds like a painful language to talk. Ah!
I'm pretty sure that our children spoke that.
Oh my
At
gosh, our
least one of
youngest
them.
did.
He spoke pterodactyl when he was little.
All right. Fred says, what I hear that happens all the time, even up at Rocky Mountain National Park during mating season with 14 plus antlers. These idiots try to get in their faces and take pictures. Every year, because in Montana, we're in Livingston, which is the closest decent sized. It's 7,500 people, but on the north side of the whatchamacallit, the park, where most of the buffalo or bison are, that's the big city around there, and everyone goes through there to get there. So we get all the reports of all the people getting airlifted out of the park because they tried to pet the bison or tried to pet the elk. No, every year it happens. Someone tries to pet a bison, someone tries to pet an elk. You know, you think like, be afraid of the wolves or something. No, don't worry about the wolves. They know what their food is. But you morons trying to pet this 4-ton animal. Oh my gosh. You don't understand how big a male bison is. That thing is so massive.
We understand that. What we don't understand is how dumb
they think it's a cow.
It's not the zoo.
It's not a zoo.
It's not. It's not like the little, you pay $0.25 and you get snacks that you get to feed like
Or you see the grizzlies wandering across the park and they're all out of the car taking their pictures. I'm like, that thing's going to eat you.
And whatever yummy
and
snacks
everything
are
else
in
you
your
have in the
car.
car, yeah.
Coffee, peanut butter, shampoo.
Shirley for $, asks, where are the kids? Where's the Cubs and the Meth Lab? Meth Lab's laying down. One of the Cubs is catching up on some homework. Another one is out of friends, and I don't know where the third one is. She's
here.
She's watching a movie with.
She's watching a movie with Amanda.
Yeah. Have you heard of Project Farm? Good channel of information. No, never heard of them ever. I kid. I know Project Farm. Bear, have you heard I had a bad boating accident? I lost all my broomsticks. That's terrible. I had something very similar, extremely similar, happen to me many, many years ago. It was terrible. All right. Well, anyway, it is 7:06, which means it's time for us to wrap this up this evening. Thank you all for joining us. We really appreciate the time you guys spend with us. We're going to say...
And everyone who won, I will be sending you an email. It'll be from my email address. And I will be asking for your address because every time I have one person that writes back and is like, yay, but doesn't give me an address. So then we play, hey, what's your address?
Anyway, again, thank you. By the way, on your way out, be sure to pick your favorite mod and go and check out their channel. Thanks again to everybody who supported us with Super Chats tonight. You're all fantastic. Thank you so much to our Bear family there. That's everyone with the bear behind their name. If you're interested in that, there's information down below. Matthew, jumping at the last minute. Why doesn't Rigid sell yard tools in the U.S.? It's labeled as AEG everywhere else. I purchased the new 2021 Ryobi crosscut mower, which is phenomenal. I think it's because TTI makes both and they don't want to cut into the yard tool business that they get from Ryobi, but that's just speculation. Everyone's been asking that question for years. If you notice, Milwaukee, they sell a trimmer and a blower, and that's it. So they don't really get into it either. Really good question as to why they don't. I don't have an answer for you. Anyway, but that's all we got for you here tonight, folks. You all take care. God bless. And as always, shine on. There's a lot of companies you think they would do more.
Yeah. John Gonzalez, the stickers did go out this week. For those that won stickers, they went out this week.
Stickers did go out.
Postal service is really slow. Don't blame me. Stop giving me the eye. Love you.